I'm John Popovich, back with Doc and the D. As you know, I'm somewhat of a history buff, and I thought I'd give you a little bit of a history about a relatively recent addition to the Henry Ford Medical Group, the Henry Ford Medical Group Insignia. This is not something that was invented in 1915 when the medical group was first started with Henry Ford Hospital. It was something that occurred within the last decade or so. The medical group was looking at opportunities to create symbols of its brand, what it represented, what really was vital to the medical group. And obviously this is vital to Henry Ford Hospital because we're the home of the Henry Ford Medical Group. First of all is the shield. The shield traditionally means truth and loyalty, a very important component of medical professionalism. The banner, which is on the base of the insignia, is a reward for valiant service. They're the terms Ingenio and Comito. Ingenio is important because it really deals with what is at the heart of Henry Ford Medical Group and the Henry Ford Hospital, and that's discovery and innovation. It's the inventiveness that is part of really what a group such as this represents. Comito is really the teamwork and the unity and collaboration that occurs amongst the medical group. If there's anything that a medical group represents as opposed to a staff of a group of physicians, is that it's this incredible degree of teamwork and collaboration amongst the members and amongst other team members that are associated with the medical group. The branches and the leaves that are part of the symbol notes the symbolism that is the reward for saving lives. Generally, branches and leaves, as you could think about the old Olympic days, in which those were the types of gifts that were bestowed to champions. The Henry Ford Hospital is noted here. It's the home of the Henry Ford Medical Group. The ambulance that you can see here is a Model T based ambulance. It really is homage to our founder and demonstrates the original hospital that was our home. The microscope is an interesting component as well. It symbolizes the innovations in medical research and education. Remember that at our beginning, we were founded by many former members of Johns Hopkins University, and in 1915, Johns Hopkins was the greatest academic institution. There actually is a little star in the middle, right between where the medical group is, and right in the middle, that represents the brilliance of what the Henry Ford Medical Group can offer in terms of its care. And now part of the controversy, the Caduceus. You can see the Caduceus here in the left upper corner. This represents the medical profession, notes a commitment to healing, and a snake in this instance is a symbolism of knowledge and wisdom. But what about the controversy? One of the things to understand is that the Caduceus and other symbols are representative of certain Greek and mythological figures. The staff of Asclepius and the Caduceus of Hermes were both popular symbols of medicine, both in Europe as well as in the United States. And I think that this is where the controversy comes in. Attributes include commerce, eloquence, travel, theft, and the occult. The connection between medicine and the Caduceus of Hermes began actually as long as the 7th century AD, when Hermes was linked to alchemy. In a science-based culture as we have, we really don't view ourselves as alchemists, but that's how oftentimes healing professions were looked at back in those days. So why would we include that in the medical insignia rather than another staff, such as the single staff, one snake, intertwined with a tree staff, the so-called staff of Asclepius. The attributes of this were patience, linked with a constellation of idealistic medical ideas. The World Health Organization, many other health organizations, including local medical societies as well as the American Medical Association, uses this symbol because of its historic representation with the medical profession. Between 1917 and 1919, Henry Ford Hospital was actually General Hospital number 36. It was part of the United States Army Medical Corps. It took care of patients who were coming from the European theater. There were about 2,000 patients that came over who were cared for at Henry Ford Hospital. Interestingly enough, not a single death occurred when one of the veterans was cared for at Henry Ford Hospital. In 1902, the U.S. Medical Corps adopted the Caduceus, this specific version of the Caduceus, as its insignia. And as part of that, and it continues to this day, using this as symbolic of the U.S. Army Medical Corps. So now you know the rest of the story. That's it for Doc and the D today.